All right, so here's the finished product. We've put it through a summer's worth of abuse. I would have to say that I'm very pleased with the way that everything turned out. I would give it maybe a 4.2 out of 5 for this project. Now, I'm no power lifter, but I'm getting to the point now where the weights that I'm using could be dangerous if I were to fail or not be able to get a rep up or something like that. So I did originally have a cheap setup here in my basement, but I wanted something a little more substantial. So that, coupled with the fact that I can't work out at the school in law enforcement during the summer because they're waxing the floors, I ended up with this, a do-it-yourself power rack. So this was a design build project, which means I designed it as it was going. Now, I took inspiration from two different videos, but I thought that the one was a little too light for what I wanted, and I felt like one was a little too much overkill for what I wanted, so I landed somewhere in between. Most of this construction was done with 1/8 inch or 11th gauge material. At least the tops and the sides were. I believe the bottom is 16 gauge. All the gussets are 1/8 inch. All the uprates are 1/8 inch. And these cross pieces and the safety bars are 1/8 inch or 11th gauge. The only thing that's different is the J hooks that we made. You can buy those on Amazon as long as your holes are inch 16th, inch and 1/8 holes. You can buy universal J hooks, but I made my own out of 1/4 inch. That's the only thing on here that I think is more than 1/8 of an inch. So if you're a beginner fabricator with little tools and no shop space, this is probably a medium to difficult project for you. But if you have any type of fabrication experience and you have a shop at your hands like I had there at the school, then this is actually a pretty easy project to do on your own. Now, I'd definitely say as far as the most difficult thing that I had to do were lining up these holes. I have quite possibly the oldest drill press in the world there at school, so for that reason it's not really set up to fasten in place and evenly drill out these holes. So you have a couple other options. You can try to use a hole saw, but you're just going to burn up bit after bit after bit. Or you can use a mag drill, which is what we ended up doing. Now the problem with that is that you have to make sure that all your marks front and back line up perfectly. And in some cases it didn't line up perfectly, and we had to take a die grinder and remount some of these holes so that it fit. But what we did have was the plasma table, which helped cut out all of these gusset pieces perfectly. So all these gusset holes, all these pieces are all identical because they were cut out on the plasma cutter. They weren't cut out by hand. And you know, if you have this ability and you have the shop, I really did build a quality piece of equipment for 1/4 of the cost. And like I said, I've been super pleased using it all summer long. Caleb's used it a little bit. So let's talk about what I like about this thing. And this is why doing it yourself is so convenient, because you can customize this to whatever size you want to. This is smaller than your standard power rack. The last piece of equipment I had down here was 48 inches wide, and it was just a hair too wide for this barbell. So I brought this in to 47 inches, and you can customize it to whatever size you want to. This is a short ceiling. This is only a 7'6" ceiling. So I wanted to make sure that there was enough clearance that you could do pull-ups on this bar. You can pull your chin completely up over top of the bar. So that's why that's so short. But also, for overhead pressing, we have these pieces. We extended the safety bar out to the end so that you could overhead press on the outside, so you're not hitting up against this bar over here. so you're not hitting up against that top bar. And I also love the versatility of all this, because these cross members, this one doubles as a pull-up bar, but this one also you can hook a bunch of attachments to and do a bunch of pull-down exercises, or you can work your core or anything like that on this. We're able to put up different attachments. We're able to do a couple additional exercises that I couldn't do on the equipment that I had before. And really, if it's for something that's just at home, this worked out great all summer for us. All right, so we talked about the stuff that I like about this, the rigidity, the stability, the versatility, the safety. Now let's move on to the stuff I would have probably done a little bit different. As much as I talked about how difficult it was to drill these holes, I do actually wish that maybe I would have spaced them a little bit closer than 4 inches, because when you change the height of your bench press, whether you're down on a decline or an incline, it would be nice to have a little bit more versatility in the holes, because some of them, 95% of the time, I'm perfectly fine with where that safety bar lands, but sometimes I wish it was just a little bit different. So maybe spacing them 3 inches or maybe even 2 inches would have been more ideal. But like I said, I'm perfectly fine with this. And these weight racks. These weight racks I put to the inside because I was limited on space. I couldn't have them off to the side. They do get in the way of the bench press. They probably should be back on this side. But to be honest with you, and you can look around, you can see my weights here. I don't really rack them unless we have guests or something. So really, I don't even use these. The only time I do use those weight racks, when I put the dip bar here and I add weight over to the other side to keep this stable whenever I'm doing the dips. Other than that, I probably wouldn't have even put them in there. And of course, over time, even the expensive spray paint eventually starts coming off. But that's to be expected with any type of gym equipment. You can see that that's all worn off too. But that doesn't really bother me. Nothing has loosened up. This comes completely apart. The only thing that's welded on here are these gussets, so you can break this completely down. You can get it in and out of anywhere you want to. The important thing to remember is when you're putting this together is to fit everything up. You want to assemble the whole thing together one time, make sure everything is plumb, make sure everything is level, make sure all the bolt holes line up how you want them to before moving on to finishing your project. Okay, so all things considered, I definitely think the build was worth the time, certainly worth the money, and I hope this helps someone if they want to build their own piece of gym equipment, if they want to build their own power rack at some point. Everything from the videos to these plastic pieces that I used from Amazon, from the attachments, I will put all that stuff in the description below, as well as materials used and cut lengths and all that stuff. It's raining outside, so the cross-country star here behind the camera has to do a leg workout with me, has to do some squats. Are you ready for that?
No.
Well, too bad. So we'll see you guys on the next video.